On YouTube and Facebook. You can see I've got my good camera set back up again, so I'm not using the little webcam, which is definitely, as I look back on the recordings I've done, definitely not as clear a video footage. So you can be happy for that. Hey, everybody in Instagram, good to see you all. Today I want to talk a little bit about my logo. Can you see it in the back there? It's the phoenix. It says "We Rise Free." Here, I'll get it for you, huh? Bring it up closer. This is my logo. See it? I'll hold it back a little bit more. There you go. And what's the meaning behind this logo, behind what I've chosen? And "We Rise Free." So really, the full thing about it is "We rise free, do no harm." Because without both of them, hey Jay, nice to see you. Without both of them, right? This whole topic that we are talking about, the framework that I'm talking about, it is about freedom. It is about freedom from all of the unnecessary stuff. It is about freedom from attack and abuse, but it's also about responsibility, and is our responsibility to not do harm to other people and to not violate other people. So the logo itself is, I designed this logo. This is a phoenix rising up, right? Because so many of us, what are we recovering from? We're rising up from abuse and stuff, and maybe, you know, those fiery trials burn away a lot of stuff, right? And the phoenix is a beautiful bird, and its story is that, you know, it as it ages, sometimes it catches into flames and it burns up and it's reborn. So very often our trials and things like that are things that can help us become reborn into an even better version of ourselves if we choose to do so. So I love the phoenix, and also I grew up in China, so certain symbols like this have meaning for me. And the other part, which you can kind of see interwoven into the phoenix, is an 8. So I created another logo for my company called The Foundation, and it was a logo of a figure 8, right? But it's also an infinity sign, and it's about in Chinese numerology, when you say the number 8 stands for wealth and abundance, right? In Chinese numerology. Actually, I think it does in any numerology, but so that's why in China, if you have something that's like 888, it's a very lucky number. And so, but there's also a sense of the infinity sign within that as well, right? So I combined those in another logo that I had, which I'll show you at some point. And it was about like the infinite abundance and infinite abundance for mankind. So I've maintained this kind of the sense of the figure 8, which is about abundance for us and infinity for us within the phoenix symbol, and rising above, so that we can really experience that abundance and that happiness that we have within our lives. And the key to doing that, right? So this is really about us overcoming, about us rising free, and being free from subjugation, from discrimination, from abuse, from people imposing their will or their manipulation on us, right? How do we rise free? And the way that we can rise free is by really following and understanding these key principles. I think I'm going to call them the golden principles, because these are the golden principles to live by. When we understand what these are, then nobody can fool us, right? They may be able to take away our freedom, but they can't fool us while they're doing it. They can't, like there's a funny saying, "Don't piss on my boots and tell me it's rain," right? So that's basically what a lot of times people try to do. They try to take away our freedom at the same time telling us, "Oh, well, I'm doing something that's good for you, and I'm helping you, and I'm taking care of you," right? But really what they're doing is manipulating us and taking away our rights. And that can be true in a marriage, in a relationship, just as it can be true of a government or an institution or a religion or anything else. So when we understand these principles, then people can't do that to us, at least without our knowledge. And if they are doing it, we will be able to spot it. And that's really the big difference, right? Because a lot of times we don't spot it when people are doing that to us because they're so good at hiding it and they're so good at manipulating us. So, anyway, that's what this logo is about. See, it says "We Rise Free" in the back. That's part of the logo. I may adapt it a little bit. I want to make it so it kind of can have like a badge or a symbol or something we can wear. But really, there's two parts to it. It's not just "We Rise Free," but it's also "Do No Harm," right? And the meaning of it is that we have to do this together, right? First of all, we have to really understand I own me, that each of us owns ourselves, and we respect that about each other, and we protect that for each other. We don't try to violate each other in that way. When we understand that we fully own ourselves and that we're respecting that, and we're respecting the principles of do no harm, of not violating these principles for each other, then we can really rise free together. And that's what this means, that we all together come together and support each other in really the protection of each other and of the principles, and that we create a life, a good positive environment and society for everyone to really find that freedom and happiness and not be violated at the same time, right? Because very often when people think about freedom, they just think about freedom as a means to do what they want and do their own thing, right? Without thinking about freedom, they're protecting their freedom, but also protecting other people's freedom and other people's rights. And so that is also such a key part of this. You can't just have the freedom without the responsibility, right? We take this freedom, yes, but if we do it without the responsibility, then we just create more violations, and we create all kinds of issues in the world that we are dealing with now, where some people have claimed their freedom to do what they want and to sell what they want and do it, right? But they haven't taken responsibility for the impact of their actions. They haven't taken responsibility for what their actions have created in the world, and to fix those things and to clean those things up. So that is not what we want. There has to be both. There has to be that rising free and that freedom, as well as that pledge to do no harm, right? It's not just doctors that need to take that oath, right? And believe me, this is a big thing for doctors too, and something they need to be considering very carefully as they go through their practice, is whether or not things that they are doing or making other people do in fact create harm. But it's something for all of us as individuals with integrity, as high functioning, high quality individuals, right? People who are at the top of our game. This is where we want to be, where we can both claim our individuality and our freedom, right? Freedom from manipulation, freedom from other people trying to get us to do what they want, right? We want to be able to rise free from this, just like the phoenix rises from the ashes, right? Like the phoenix bursts into flame and rises above all of that, right? It's that is why that is a symbol, because so many of us have come from really difficult situations, from abuse and from all kinds of things that we have suffered from. And we are in the process of healing and of shedding those old patterns, those old skins, and really becoming a new person, really being rejuvenated, being able to become even better from that, if that is what we choose. So that's what I wanted to share with you today, was the meaning of that logo and why I created it in a very specific way, and some of the other hidden meanings that are inside of it, including the symbol of, the figure 8 and infinity for infinite abundance, which is what we can claim when we do this, when we follow these principles. So very nice to see you, Jay. Thank you. Jay says, nice smile. Thanks, Jay. Hey, Hunger Heist. Hey, Netta. Hey, everybody in Instagram land and my friends in Facebook and YouTube. I hope you all have a beautiful day, and I will talk to you tomorrow. See what comes up next.